car charger, and we are over the limit of this inverter. Now I gotta start watching the heat. Watch it climb. Doesn't seem to have any problems with 6,500 watts. Definitely climbing though. Everything's climbing. I think T and 1 are both a transformer. Pretty sure, because they're both very similar temperatures. MOSFETs don't seem to be going up a whole lot. They are going up, but not a lot. It's mostly the transformer, so that's good. That's what's expected. So we're not getting too much extra heat from the high voltage on the MOSFETs. We seem to be doing all right so far. Unless number 1 is part of the MOSFETs. I don't think it is. I think 1 and T is the transformer. It's complaining, it's beeping. That's why this thing's got so many wires going to it. It probably has green, yellow, and red for once it overheats, my guess. We're up to 140, so the transformer is heating up. I can feel some warm air coming out. So something needs to be turned off. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn off the pool pump, which will put us under 6,000 watts again, because we're getting close to 150 Fahrenheit on the transformer. And I know 170 is shut off. We'll shut right off. And we are continuing to climb. So I'm going to lower the wattage. I'll be right back. And there we go. I shut my pool pump off, and we're at 5,700 watts. So this will stay like this pretty much non-stop. This is my 2 window air conditioners, about 12,000 to 5,000. That's 3.3 kilowatt electric car charging. That's all. We got ceiling fans on. We got everything in the house on, and how are we doing? Are we going to drop in temperature, or is that going to keep climbing? We'll find out. It's at 150, so I'm under the 6,000 watt rating, so we should be okay. Just depends how balanced the loads are in this transformer. If it's super imbalanced and we're pulling like, say, 4,000 watts from one side and only like 2,000 watts off the other side, we'll still have overheating issues. Or we could have overheating issues. I don't know. I'm going to leave this for a bit though. I'll come back. Seems to be okay so far. I think we've kind of plateaued at about 150. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. See you later. Well, while I was gone, something else turned on. We're over 6,000 watts. Been like this for about 20 minutes, half hour. We're at, transformer's at almost 70. We're almost at shutdown temperatures on the transformer. 164 on T, 161 on 1. All the other temperatures seem to be in check, no problem. So I'm going to have to shut something off to reduce this load, or maybe I'll just keep going. I don't know. 164, it doesn't seem to be going up anymore. Near max load, it's saying. Near max load. It's a nice design. I do like this, that's for sure. I like how it tells you. Oh boy, I think it's gonna shut off on me. I think I am gonna lower the load quickly. I'll do a full like overheat test another time, but yeah, I don't know if I want it shutting off right now. I'm running my air conditioners and everything, so yeah, I think I'm gonna shut something off. Be right back. Now it's staying inverter hot, because we are nearing its maximum. Alright, I gotta start turning some things off so this thing can cool down. I'm gonna actually unplug the car for now and let this thing cool down, I think. Because it is still getting hot, isn't it? Seems to be doing okay. I don't know if it's gonna keep getting hotter. 66.5. Actually, no, it's cooled down a bit. 66.1. It's cooling down. I might leave this. So they really dialed in. At 6,000 watts, it can cool itself. Anything over 6,000 watts, you start bumping in temperature. So it can do surges, but it can't do continuous. So that's working pretty good, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. It keeps bumping between. We're right at the maximum. I'm going to leave it like this for a bit and see what happens. You know what? Because this is 6,000 watts, so I want to see it do 6,000 watts. Everything else seems okay. Some of the temperatures have cooled down already, so yeah, I think we'll be okay. Let's leave it like this for a bit. Alright, so I finally figured out how to control the fans. I changed them a bit just for me, because I have a 2,000 watt load almost all the time in my house, and the fans wouldn't come down from about 70% throttle, and they were very loud. So what I did was I changed my minimum temp to all 120 only on the transformer, my maximum temp to 150, and my shutdown temp I left alone at 170, and that seems to have fixed pretty much all my issues, unless I am running. So let's see here, I'm running a little over 2,000 watts. This is very, very doable. I can't complain about this noise. Like, if I close this door just a little bit, I'll leave it open so it can breathe. I got an air conditioner in this room. You can barely hear anything. Sounds good. I'm going to put an exhaust fan in this room eventually. But this is not a bad temperature. It's not a bad noise volume. It does surge a little bit once in a while, especially if something turns on in the house, etc. We've run about 15 kilowatts, 16 kilowatts through this inverter so far today. Oops, wrong way. And my transformer temperature is 132. My MOSFETs are 80 and 84, so everything's looking good. I was talking to Sid on the phone, super nice guy, same machine. Both very nice guys, and everything's checking out okay. So as long as I don't put like 8,000 watts in this right away and see my FETs like shoot through the roof, because my temperature, my fan speed is still fairly low. So anyways, everything's looking good so far. Running my house no problem. I don't even think I'm going to switch back to my MagnaSigns for at least 2 weeks. Yeah, I love these inverters, but they're super expensive. I love how clean everything looks. It's super nice. But this setup here is about $8,000 American, a little over $10,000 Canadian. And this inverter here is about $1,000 bucks, around $1,000 American, a little more than that Canadian, around there. I think it was less than $1,000 American. And it's running my house. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I can't do what I do with these, because there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. I can run everything. I don't have to think about anything. They just can put out so much power. But maybe if I got a second one of these, I might be able to do the same thing, which is pretty cool for the price point. Anyways, until next time, guys, Have a good night. Alright, so I really like my new fan settings. They're working very, very well. There's so T and 1 are both my transformers. There's 2. 2 and M are both my MOSFETs. And A is just ambient temperature, so that's what, I don't know, the area of the inverter's in. So my highest temperature so far is 2 on the MOSFETs, which is 95. I've already hit 103, was my absolute highest. And it's working great. So let's see if we can keep, I want to see if these maximum temperatures go up at all, because I decreased my fans by a lot. This is what I'm at. So we're at 71% right now. 71% is pretty loud. Like, it's pretty loud, but if I'm pulling 2,000 or less watts into this inverter, it gets pretty quiet, which is really nice now. Transformers climbing, it's going to get up to around 160 or 166. It will, for sure it will, because if I'm close to 6,000 watts, it's going to get close to there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this inverter so far, actually. If I was low in cash and I wanted to get a Magnesign, but I couldn't afford it, I'd say so far, this is only my first day having this, so I can't say longevity. There will be a long-term test, but so far, this would be a good replacement if I couldn't afford a Magnesign. And at being less than half the price, and you're going to get the Wi-Fi board and all kinds of stuff like that, it just, so far it's looking very good. So we'll see how this thing turns out. We're going to be pushing this thing pretty good soon too. Alright, had my first overload. Look at that. Oh, crapola. Let's see where we're at here. I wonder why we overloaded. We didn't go over any of these temps, I don't think. Oh, maybe my well pump surge when this was sitting at 6,000 watts, it's about a 3,800 watt surge, so that could be why. That could be why. Okay, so overloaded. So let's go. I guess I gotta cycle it. So inverter cool down. Okay. Okay, so we're putting out less power. That's working fine again. So that's number 1 overheat. I didn't catch that. I don't know what happened, but we never went to thermal overload. I think we actually overloaded the inverter because we were running 6,000 watts or 5,700 watts continuous. And then I think my well pump turned on, and that's about 3,800 watts. Right around 4,000 watts. So that would have been 10,000 watts in this inverter, and it might have just kicked it over with the temperature being so high and everything. It just might have been a little too much for it. But it looks pretty good though. It's the first time I've had it overload today. Oh, look at that. I don't know why we're so low. We're only taking 500 watts. Probably because the air conditioners aren't on and everything's off now. I'll climb back up. Cooling down on the transformer. Still haven't hit over 103 on the sets. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so we're running at full tilt again. Pushing, not quite, 4,200 watts. And I hit So I actually shut this down due to overload once, and now to overheat once. And that was because I was pushing over 8,000 watts and 8,600 watts for about 30 seconds. And I was already at, the transformer I believe was at around 161 Fahrenheit and 170 shut off. So 30 seconds at 8,600 watts, boom, overloaded or overheated. Overloaded and kind of overheated because it was both. But yeah, the safeties work good, so everything's running good. And that's going to happen quite a few more times before I deem this thing reliable. So far though, looking good. Okay, so first day we have pushed. So we're at 132 kilowatt hours. And when we started, we were at 97. So we have pushed 35 kilowatt hours through this inverter on the first day. And it's done pretty good. Now, I will say, at 600 watts, this thing is very efficient. So here it was 620 watts. And on my Victron energy monitor, it was 660 watts. So that's extremely good. I'm talking like 40 watts consumption. That was pretty good. And at full 6,000 watts, it's around 82% efficient. But that is full 100% load. So that's pretty good. I don't know what it's at 3,000 watts. I have not checked it yet. That I will be doing. But so you can do your own math. So do go 620 watts divided by 660 watts. That's efficiency at around 600 watts. And it was about 82% at just shy of 6,000 watts. And it's nice and quiet now. The fans are turning on and off. And that is because I've set my fans to run like this. Minimum temp 130. This is on the transformer. Maximum temp 155. Cutoff temperature at 170. That seems to be working very well for me. And this is what my temperatures seem to be running at. Right on the cutting edge of fans on, fans off. Anything lower than 130, the fans run non-stop. Just non-stop run. I don't like fans running non-stop because they wear out very, very quickly. So that's what I have done. Who knows? This could be bad for something else on this unit. I'm not sure. There could be something on the motherboard that they designed where the fan should run non-stop. I'm not sure. I still have to talk to them about that. But this seems to be working quite well for me, and I like it so far. Okay, so I changed some fan settings, and it is much, much quieter. Much, much quieter. And it runs just fine. So, here we are. This is the max. This is when I was really pushing some power. The MOSFETs still have not gotten very warm. 101 and 106. Transformers hit almost shut down. Actually, it did hit shut down once. As you can see, it is much quieter. This is like the higher end of what it normally runs. Sometimes it doesn't even have the fans running at all, which is really, really nice. My wife is starting to cook and take a lot more power. So just drop it down here and there. So remember when we started this, I was at 97 kilowatt hours, and now we're at 141. So we're pushed almost 50 kilowatt hours through this thing. And it seems to be doing just fine. It seems to be doing just fine at 66 volts as well, or 65.8. Batteries are fully charged. Yeah, we seem to be doing just fine. There we go. This is much more manageable. Before, I think they had it set before for like abuse it, because I told them I was going to be using and abuse it, and yeah, I don't know if that's what they come stock, if these inverters, the fans come stock like that, but this is much, much nicer, for me anyways. anyways, I like the fact that you can change the fan speeds as long as you know what you're doing. That's not a bad idea, but if you don't know what you're doing, you can destroy your inverter really, really quickly. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this update. Alright, so now that it's a cooler day today, we don't have to run all the ACs and a bunch of stuff. This is what we're taking. My house is taking about 800 watts. We don't have to run ACs or anything like that. We're not cooking. This is just the house is taking. This is my always on load. And here's the volume of the fans. I think they're very low on throttle. 0 to like 1%. They just shut off. Sorry, can't see that. Here's my temperatures. Not having any problems whatsoever. Not having any problems with my high 66 volt input. And like I said, most of the time the fans, well, maybe not most of the time, but a lot of the time the fans don't even run. They just come on like this every once in a while, cool everything off, and then they shut off. I really like that. And there you have it. Just gonna put this out because my last video, even at, I believe it was 1800 watts, I couldn't get the fans to go below 70 or 75% throttle, and they're just ripping. Like, these things can move so much air. Like, even at this super low throttle, it's just pumping out the air. I can feel it. It feels like it's a good, they're both really good fans. It's just when they start reaching high RPMs, they're just very, very loud. Anyways, just letting you guys know, I am loving this inverter so far. And again, I love all the inverters I buy when I first get them because they work great until they blow up. So hopefully this one doesn't blow up. I don't think it's going to. It seems to be running really well within spec. And yeah. See you guys in the next video. How's it going, guys? This is day 2 of testing of the GS inverter, or Gentree solar inverter. I have left the temperature settings like this. Oops. It's been like this the whole time, and I like this much better. Like, we're surging up. Well, not even surging. We're running 2300 watts. The fans are just going up and down, just maintenance cooling. So this is much better, much more usable. I love this. So I can't give this a full recommendation yet because it hasn't passed the sands of time. But first impressions, I am super, super impressed with it. It does its full 6,000 watts continuous. The fans do have to be blasting at 6,000 watts, but it will do it, and it will surge past 6,000 watts, which is really, really good. Really happy with it. So the only thing left to test is how long will it last. We started with 97 kilowatt hours right here, and now we're at 156 kilowatt hours. So that's almost 60 kilowatt hours we pushed through this thing in about 2 days. My house averages around 30 kilowatts per day. My house is not efficient whatsoever. Some things are high efficient, most things are not. Yeah, that's why I had to build such a massive system to run my house, but it does run it. It looks like we've been fully charged almost all day. That charge controller did almost nothing. So the only charge controller that would have done anything, most likely, so that one did 2.6, so this one would have done the most, yep, 13.2. That's just maintenance. So most of the power got used up yesterday, and today we only, we only used up so far about, what, like 16, 17 kilowatt hours? Yeah. Pretty happy with it. And when they come out with the 12,000 watt, I would like to test that one as well. I'm going to have this one running my house for the next few weeks,
and I'll let you guys know if anything happens to it.